Do you like Shadow Crystals? Let's be honest, all the Shadow Crystal bosses are awesome. They're challenging, memorable, and have some of my favourite characters in the game. But recently, I was thinking, which one's the best? And so today, I'll be ranking all the Shadow Crystal bosses worst to best by how much I like their character, how fair their fight is, and how much I like their music. Quick note, these rankings are not objective in any way. If you disagree, feel free to share your tier list down below, but don't attack me in the comments if you disagree with my takes. But with that, let's dive into the list. Number 5, Spamton Neo. Now, before you lecture me in the comments about how I'm a hater and my opinion is wrong, hear me out. This fight is fantastic. I really like Spamton as a character. He's probably the Shadow Crystal boss that you know the most about. Not only is he the most recognisable character in Deltarune, he also has a major story presence in Chapter 2. But the reason why I've ranked Spamton as the lowest is that he's just too easy. His attacks were all extremely predictable, and I beat him on my first playthrough second try. Now, I'm not saying that easy is bad, but when you're a Shadow Crystal boss that's an optional challenge, I feel like it should definitely pose more of a challenge than it does. That being said, the attacks are still well designed. I really fucking love how the Pipis explodes into Spamton faces. I think that's really funny. The Yellow Soul is definitely one of my favourite Soul game modes overall. And like I said, I really enjoy his character. I love how obsessed he is with becoming a big shot. And at first, I thought the F1 for help thing was bullshit, but then I learned it fully heals you, which is really fucking funny, even if it makes the fight a bit easy. As for the music is excellent. I do believe Big Shot is a little bit overrated, but contrary to what a specific individual says, Big Shot is a really good song. I love the motif usage, and it has my favourite Freedom motif usage in the game. I'm going to give Spamton a solid 9 out of 10 overall. Great boss fighting character, but just held back by the lack of difficulty. Number 4. Jevil. Jevil is great, but I didn't exactly need to tell you that. Despite being the first of the Shadow Crystal bosses, I'd say he's definitely the second hardest. Third hardest if you count Mina Bombs Pink as a separate boss. In my recent first playthrough of the game, Jevil absolutely kicked my ass. He took me around 15 to 20 attempts. However, that doesn't mean I think he's bad at all. I think every single attack is very well thought out and well designed. My favourite attack has to be the rotating Devil's Knives. I absolutely hated the attack at first because I couldn't figure out how to dodge it. However, the more I played it, the more I fucking loved it. I also really love the carousel attack. It's definitely the hardest one to dodge, but again, hard does not mean bad. And manoeuvring between the ducks was really fun. The only small issue I have with Jevil is that he completely lacks a central gimmick. That's not a major gripe though, as this is Chapter 1, so I can't be too critical. I'm gonna be honest, I like the world revolving more than Big Shot. It fits Jevil super well and is the first song to use the Freedom motif, so bonus points for that. It's also one of the songs that grew on me the most once I had context of it in game, going from a low S up to a mid S+. Another issue I have with Jevil is that he just doesn't really have any presence in the story. You don't know anything about him prior to going to the prison, and while this is a secret boss, I do feel like it should have had some build up. With all that out of the way, I'd give Jevil a solid 9.2 out of 10 overall. Very good boss, but just not really built up in the story. Number 3. Gerson, the Hammer of Justice. Gerson is definitely an interesting character. If we're talking about raw personality, I'd say he's my second favourite of the Shadow Crystal bosses. But because of the actual fight itself and the music, I decided that he's just below the other two. Gerson is a really sick fight. I love how he builds off of Undying the Undying while adding some new gimmicks to add some flavour to the fight. My favourite attack is this one when he tries to hammer you repeatedly. Okay, that just sounded wrong. It's extremely well telegraphed and super fair and fun to dodge. I absolutely hate these rotating shells with a passion. However, I'm willing to admit that is just a skill issue. The fact he goes easy on you when you drop to low HP is also incredibly well designed, and definitely speaks volumes about what kind of character Gerson is. He could easily destroy you, but he chooses not to and instead helps you. And I really appreciate how Gerson is the only Shadow Crystal boss that isn't obsessed with trying to kill you. He's by far the easiest secret boss to figure out on your own, as you just have to find a couple of pianos, so a few bonus points for discoverability. I don't really have any major gripes with Gerson, to be honest. He's by far the funniest character in the game and has a significant presence in Chapter 4, so you get to know him before you fight him, which I just think is absolutely incredible. As for the music, in my opinion, this is the weakest of the Shadow Crystal boss themes. It's not bad at all. It's very, very fitting for Gerson, but this style of music never really resonated with me as much. It's definitely not bad. I'd still say it's an S tier theme, but I wouldn't go out my way to listen to it very often. I would rate Gerson a 9.5 out of 10. Absolutely excellent character and boss fight, but the music just isn't really my style. Number 2. Roaring Knight. Roaring Knight. Roaring Knight is the hardest Shadow Crystal boss, and I don't exactly think that's subjective. Being the first Shadow Crystal boss you're forced to fight directly, most of you watching probably remember dying to this thing in 2 seconds and then moving on. But for those who stuck around to fight it, you'll know this is a fantastic boss. It's probably the most consistent boss in the entire game, and I really like that. The attacks are mostly awesome. My favourite of them has to be this sword corridor attack. Just dodging between the swords is super satisfying. The full screen attack is probably the single biggest aura farm in the game. I definitely struggle with this attack a lot, but it never felt unfair and it always felt like it was my fault. I also really like this attack. I don't know what it's called, so I'll just call it the knife tracking attack. But I really like this one purely because it's super enjoyable to dodge. I really like the feeling of not getting hit by a single one of the knives. However, one of these attacks is complete and utter bullshit. And you guess which one? It's the fucking diagonal box splitter attack. This is complete bullshit. What the fuck do you expect me to do in this situation? How is this reasonably dodgeable? You're taking the already janky movement of the box split attack and making it even worse. If it wasn't for this fucking attack, I would have given this boss a number 1 in terms of gameplay, but this attack is completely bullshit. The only thing I know how to do is sit in the corner and pray that it doesn't hit me, because that's the most consistent strategy I've found. This is the single worst attack in the game, period. It's not even close. Fuck this attack! Sorry, I really hate that attack. As an actual character, it's the main antagonist of the game, but I can't really say much because I don't really know anything beside that it's evil. This is very likely to change once the final 2 chapters of the game release, but for now, I can't really say much. Let's talk about the music. I fucking love Black Knife. This is my second favourite theme in the game. I absolutely adore the uses of the drums, the distortion fits the night fight really fucking well, and it's super catchy and memorable. Also, I find it super interesting that this is the only Shadow Crystal boss to not use the freedom motif. Again, I'm not really sure why, so if someone could tell me in the comments, I'd really appreciate it. But I just love Black Knife. I don't have a single negative thing to say about this song. Prior to Chapter 5 releasing, this was my favourite song in the entire OST. I'll be rating the night 9.7 out of 10. It would have been a 10 out of 10 if that fucking diagonal box split attack didn't exist. Number 1. For anyone who's been in my streams for more than 5 seconds, see my Discord profile, talk to me, or heck, just looked at the damn avatar that I'm using, you know exactly who is number 1. She's the main reason I'm making this video, and also the mascot of my channel, Pink, or as you know her, Mad Mew Mew. This is my single favourite character ever in a video game, and it's not even close. Yes, I know, I'm really biased to her, but just hear me out, okay? First of all, I really like furry-esque characters. They've always been something I've liked. I've always just had an appeal to humans with animal features. Second of all, I really love Pink's design. She's fucking adorable, just look at her. Nobody's gonna convince me she isn't the most adorable character in Deltarune. I love the colours, I love the outfit, I love her personality, I just love everything, okay? Her personality feels like a reflection of me in a video game character. She's confident, she's kind-hearted, and she's incredibly easy to piss off. 3 traits I absolutely share with her. Also, I love the way that Toby normalizes her being transgender here. I am trans myself, and I really appreciate that. When I first met her, I was extremely overstimulated. I mean, just listen to my reaction. It's gone! I already had a massive obsession with Pink prior to playing Deltarune, but after playing through the game and fighting for her for the first time, this is the best fight I've ever seen. The purple Soul Game mode was my favourite Soul Game mode in Undertale, but the way that Toby Fox expanded upon it in Deltarune is absolutely incredible. I honestly really enjoy all of Pink's attacks as well. The concert attack is really fun and creative. I love how it's the only attack in the game that forces you to direct the boss's projectiles back at them. But to be fair, I just really like it when games let you do that. It's just always really fun to do. The electric tunnel is straight up my favourite attack in the game. This is so creative and unique. Yes, I absolutely suck ass at dodging it, but I don't care. I really enjoy it. And to those who are saying this bomb attack is unavoidable, false! It's not even that hard. I honestly found it really consistent to dodge when I actually paid attention to where all the bombs were. As I said before, I just don't think any one of her attacks are bullshit. I enjoyed all of them. I really like the Doki meter mechanic as well. I love how this takes Chris flirting with any enemy and turns it into a boss fight. That is just really funny to me. And then we have the music. Oh my fucking god, this is my favourite song ever. far. Just fucking listen to it, dude. Absolutely love the instrumentation, the chiptune, the drums, the electric guitar. Have you heard Camellia play the electric guitar before? Just listen to Flame Wall, he's so good with it. And then Hatsune Miku vocals flying out of nowhere. They were not on my bingo card for this OST, but they work so well in this context. I could talk about this song all day. This is my favourite song from Deltarune, and my favourite song period. I have listened to this song hundreds of times over the past month and am still not tired of it. It keeps growing on me the more I listen to it. If Perfection was a boss, then her name is Pink. This is my favourite boss ever. Her final scoring is 198,213 out of 10. This is perfection inside a boss. And that's my list. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1k subscribers by the end of the year, and I can't do it without your help. Also join my Discord. I'm giving everyone who joined before 1k subs an exclusive role. I sincerely apologise to everyone I offended by putting Spamton in 5th. I'll pull out the ukulele and sing an apology for you next time. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.